Every once in a while, we tell you about America's lectures to the world. Minority rights, human rights. Somehow the US has declared itself the champion of all of these and taken it upon itself to lecture the world. Human rights has become a stick with which America beats the world. Tonight we'll tell you how America is set to deny basic human rights to half of its population. The land of the free will deny freedom of choice to half of its population. It is the 3rd of May 2022. Mark the date and listen to this carefully. It is one of the last days of reproductive freedom in the US. Very soon, American women will lose the right over their own body. They will be forced to continue unwanted pregnancies, become mothers, raise a child, whether they want it or not. It is the 3rd of May 2022, and there is a warning sign for women worldwide. The Supreme Court of America is overruling the right to abortion. Women in the US currently have the right to abort. This right is guaranteed by law by a 1973 court ruling. It's popularly known as Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade. Take note. You'll hear more about this in the days ahead. Come June, this federal right the right to abort, will be overturned. America's apex court, the supposed guardian of human rights, has taken it upon itself to quash the basic right of a woman. The court has already concluded that Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. In other words, abortion rights were wrong from the beginning. Reproductive rights were wrong from the start. Giving women the right to their own body was wrong from the start. That is what the US top court believes. So come June 2022, America's top court will give states the right over a woman's body. Men in office will decide whether a teenager should have the right to abort an unwanted pregnancy or not. At least 22 states in the US have already decided that motherhood can be enforced on women. This is 21st century America. And a bombshell leak has exposed the country's fault lines. I'm referring to a leaked document, the one on your screen. It is the draft of the Supreme Court decision on abortion, one that is due in late June or early July. But this decision has been leaked. And this has never happened before in modern America. And you should not be surprised, because never before in modern history have protectors of human rights turned against those very rights. The US Supreme Court is guilty of that. So someone from within the system most likely breached judicial secrecy in protest. And you would understand this if you listen to this ruling. Let me quote from what it says. We hold that Roe and Casey might be overruled. The Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and no such right is implicitly protected by any constitutional provision. These are words of Justice Samuel Alito. He's an associate judge in the apex court of the US, and he forgets that abortion rights are human rights. You do not need a constitution to tell you that. What you do need is a court to uphold this right, a court to stay in tune with the time. The US has no such court. In its top court, the associate judges are nominated for life and colored by politics. Former President Donald Trump nominated 3 judges, all of them conservatives. And with their nomination, the Supreme Court of the US has become conservative heavy. Today, the court believes abortion rights can have damaging consequences. Let me quote again from what they've said. Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences. What consequences are they talking about? 1 in 4 American women gets an abortion at some point in her life. 1 in 4. These women are mostly single, in their 20s, with low income, or already bringing up a child. Yes, there is no consensus on abortion, just like there isn't in every democracy. 4 in 10 Americans oppose abortion. They oppose Roe versus Wade. But this is where the judiciary comes in. It's not the 3rd pillar of democracy for nothing. It's supposed to ensure that a division in opinion or in parliament does not hurt people's rights. But in the oldest democracy of the world, the judiciary is washing its hands of all responsibility. What's worse, it is using democracy as an excuse. I'm quoting further. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. The permissibility of abortion, the limitations upon it, are to be resolved like most important questions in our democracy by citizens trying to persuade one another and then voting. Meaning the government should decide. This ruling will allow all states to ban abortion. At least 22 of 50 American states are ready to do that. 13 American states have in fact passed laws, or what's called triggers laws. They will ensure that abortion is banned the moment the Roe versus Wade ruling is overturned. In other words, no time wasted in trampling over women's rights. How is this even happening in a first world country? Only 3 countries in the world have tightened abortion laws since 1994: Poland, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. And now the US is joining that list. The self-appointed torchbearer of human rights, the lecturer of all things liberal, the loudest critic of human rights violation, is joining the very small group of countries that have sacrificed the interest of its women to politics. Experts say legal abortion could fall by 14% in this America. At least 22 states could ban or restrict abortion. Women living in these states would be forced to travel to avail reproductive health care. Some would even be forced to resort to pills or unsafe means. And quick reminder, we are still talking about the United States of America. Before Roe, hospitals across the US would treat scores of women for life-threatening effects of unsafe abortion, around 4,000 women per county per year. Estimates say in the coming years, half of the women who are unable to access legal abortion would have to continue their pregnancy. What should President Joe Biden be doing? This is his turn to walk the talk on human rights. Democrats do not have their hands tied. They already have a majority in the House of Representatives. Biden's party can pass a law to codify Roe versus Wade. Passing it through the Senate, of course, will be an uphill task. The House is divided 50-48 in favor of the Republicans. Democrats could still have their way if they have the political will. They can bring back filibuster, pass a law on abortion, and make abortion non-negotiable. Not doing it will be a disservice to women worldwide, a blot on the face of the United States of America. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.